Hello and welcome to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. Today I want to take a brief look at the Feast. Now, we haven't done a video on this yet, but in 4.2 the Feast got a new map and a significant amount of changes. If you're not familiar with the Feast, it's a PvP arena based format. Now, you will have to forgive my bad play today. It's been rather a long time since I went into the Feast itself, let alone with all the new class and gameplay changes. But it's not about that, but we're looking at the new map and what exactly changed in 4.2's Feast. So this is the Crystal Tower map, which is now in full circulation for the Feast of this new season, and features an open, bright map with a series of line of sight barriers that are actually different every time you go in, with different patterns available, spicing up the strategy each time with different line of sight barriers, or rather that's the idea. Matches are now 6 minutes long instead of the previous 8 minutes, and sudden death can still occur during this time. The biggest thing you'll notice off the bat is the number of medals will now be displayed via a number next to a character's name, along with the class or job that player is playing, which makes it easier to identify the opposing team's healers and their medals, for example. There is a new limit to the number of medals that can be held by a participant depending on their role. So tanks can hold 200 maximum, melee DPS 175, range DPS 150, and healers can hold 125 maximum medals. The medal icons themselves have also changed. And now, in replacement of the light medal system from before, the new system dictates how much damage you take dependent on the amount of medals you're currently holding. 1 to 24 medals is a minus 40% reduction in damage, 25 to 49 medals is a minus 20% reduction to damage, 50 to 74 is a minus 5% to damage, 0 or 100 is normal damage, 101 to 125 is plus 5% extra damage, 126 to 150 is 10% extra damage, 151 to 175 is now 15% extra damage, and 176 to 200 medals results in a 20% extra damage from all sources. Any medals past the limit on your roll will be left on the ground for either your teammates to pick up or will despawn. So it's all about the strategy of who picks up medals when and how much damage you can actually mitigate. After a character is KO'd, they will respawn at that location they died once a certain amount of time has passed. Their MP and TP will be fully replenished, and they will be temporarily immune to damage to get away from that area. This includes culling time now ending much sooner after a KO has taken place. In addition to all those changes, you can now make an actual PvP team and give it a name and icon and queue with your team in ranked matches. It's an interesting set of changes, and I'm not sure how I feel about them personally, since I don't do PvP as my main focus. It definitely feels like the balance of a match can swing much more back and forth, which is pretty good, and the time limit reduction does make it all the more frantic. But is this what the Feast needs? Remember, Square Enix are putting a lot of development time and money into the Feast in the attempt to make it into something more esports ready for the future, but whether that's possible in its current format is anyone's guess. There's still a ton of elements that would block that, in my opinion. Is it a step in the right direction? Let me know below, and I'll see you all next time.